So we're going on a little different route today that you guys haven't seen yet. And it is northwest of Buffalo, kind of along the foothills. And I thought, it's a beautiful day, might as well take a drive. It's going to be a little different than the last one. There's probably going to be a little more to see. And yeah, it's right by the face. So there's ranches out here and homes, and I'm hoping we see some wildlife. We'll find out. I'll try to get you the best view. I hope the sun's not going to be a problem. I did clean my windshield, but that doesn't mean there isn't going to be smears, of course. So, yeah, there's a little more subdivisions out here too. When I first moved out here, none of this was over here, none of these homes. This is called French Creek Road. And I think we do have some weather moving in. I keep saying that and thinking that we're going to get a bunch of snow, and we still haven't got a bunch of snow. There's also a elk refuge out here, or a wildlife refuge. It's called Bud Love. The elk like to come down in the winter and winter in there because there's usually a lot of grass, because no cattle are allowed in there. There's a couple roads and some ponds, but I can't go back there because it's closed right now this time of year. For good reason, because you don't want to disturb the elk and the deer and whatever else is in there. I mean, it's quite a chunk of land. I can't remember how many acres it is, but yeah, it's quite a bit. And that is state property. Hilly in this area. Feel so much better today. I've said that before and thought, oh yeah, it's done, but then I ended up with a big I don't know what it was, sty or cyst or something on my upper eyelid. And one night I was watching TV and all of a sudden it got really cloudy my vision. I better drink something in my throat. And it popped. So it went in my eye, and I had to clean that out. But so far, it's a lot better after that. So hopefully, I'm on the mend of recovering from all the eye issues, because that's gone on way too long. So we just started on this road. It goes long ways and it branches off different directions. And unfortunately, we're not going to see the peaks because they're clouded in. So all you're going to see is the foothills. Well, I barely see them over here, but yeah, it's pretty cloudy up there. Biological father lives out here, but we don't have a relationship. For me, my stepdad was more of a father. Don't have any ill feelings towards him. That's just the way it is. It seems like somebody's always building out here. I really can't blame them because you do get some good views from out here. I'll do this one again when it greens up, because when it's green, this is really pretty out here too. Hiking trails from Bud Love Refuge that go up in the foothills, and they go all the way up. I mean, you could go for miles hiking and see some really pretty areas. And that road off to the right actually would take you back to the interstate. It's a loop. Years ago when I used to do triathlon, we did a 14-mile loop. That was part of the triathlon. It was always a fun ride up and down these hills. I really enjoyed doing that stuff. I can't do that no more. Especially the running. Too many years of running ruined my knees. Here today, not bad, but I have 37. And the road will start getting crappy now. Eventually, we're going to run into gravel roads. Really, I'm surprised they don't resurface this road, because there's a lot of people that live out here. And just before it gets dark, this is actually a good place to come out and see deer and all kinds of wildlife. Yeah, I'm in the wrong time of the day for that. What do I have? Like 3:30 my time? Dusk is always a good time for seeing animals to come out. I'll just have to do that sometime. There's the face of the bighorns. Pretty steep. I've hiked up a couple of those trails that lead from here. There's also a big dude ranch out here called HF Bar, Saddle String. And it's closed this time of year, but maybe I'll try to come out here this summer and show you what it looks like. They even have a swimming pool and a big dining room, and the dining room is really an old building, but it's kept up really nice. They have bunkhouses, and they hire people to come out here and take care of the guests. A lot of horseback riding, working on the ranch, fishing. There's a couple creeks out this way. Apologize ahead, because once we get on the gravel road, it's probably going to be a little noisy. And I definitely have to go slower on this road. Here we go, the gravel road is going to start. Oh, it looks like they graded it not long ago. So you can imagine when we get a lot of snow, this is not a nice road. Says, ooh, that's a dip. And the other ranch right next to it is called the Steerhead. See if I can get you into the sign here. Boy, the sign looks kind of crappy. Let me zoom in there for you. So if you want to pause and read that, you can. And get my mirror here fixed back up. But yes, this is the Bud Love. This is where the elk like to come down for the winter. And of course we're not going to see any right now, but probably if you came out here, it just depends. I mean, they got a lot of land to eat off of, and usually they go right at the base of those foothills, and they lay up in there during the day, and then they come down at night and feed. They'll feed all night, and then they go back up and lay in the foothills during the day, and just repeats. Every night they come down again. Not that they don't come out during the day, they do sometimes. But elk are kind of elusive. They don't like to be out too much during the day. Oh my goodness. There we go. Like I said, this is going to get noisy, and I do apologize for that part. We are going to end up by another creek. Follow the creek. It's called Rock Creek. That'll come up pretty soon. And if you guys want to skip through some of this, I'm fine with that. I don't, I always tell you guys, watch what you want to watch. We will hit pavement again. And then I'll be close to the interstate going towards Sheridan. Pretty country out here, though, I have to say. I think it is. I know if I zoom that in too long, it's wiggly, vibrates, so I don't like to zoom in too much. But we're still along this, the left side is still the Bud Love. And pretty soon up here is like a main road that goes in there, which will be closed. But yeah, they have a lot of land, the animals do in the winter to graze. There be antelope and deer, mule deer mostly. We do have whitetail along the creeks. Lots of sagebrush out in Wyoming. Lots of cattle out here too. There's a pretty good sized herd. Different ranch. Well, it's coming close. The it's a big ranch. Some of these ranches have given the county access for the road through. And this Bud Love is actually really beautiful to see in the spring if you go down the road. Walk a couple of those trails, and like I said, there's a couple ponds on there. And I don't know if you guys, this is like really old. Robert Taylor used to be out here, the actor, and owned some property here one long time ago, of course. And they have a cabin out here called the Robert Taylor Cabin. Yeah, that's the road off to the left here, and it's nothing to see. It's just gated and locked right now. So that's 1/4 of the Bud Love. Let's see if I can. That is actually where there was a burn. Fire off the face there. Okay, some cows. I still don't see any calves. So the ranches that are out here are like big ranches, like thousands of acres. The moves. could get that out of my vent on the dash up there. I've tried many times, and that thing rattles and it's annoying, especially on a road like this. So there's lots of canyons back here off the foothills too, and the canyons usually have a creek running through them. And those canyons are like, ugh, they're full of brush and they're steep. Not too many people go in those areas. I'm gonna have to try harder to get that pin out. Cause that sure is annoying. One of my friends is a mechanic, and maybe I could get him to try to fish that out. I don't know if it was from my stepdad who had the car before me, or I guess some older lady had this car before he bought it from her. It hardly had any miles on it. All I'm gonna say is this is a good car. Some of the hills that you see with the bushes on top are like cedar bushes. And off to the, let's see if I can, I don't know if you guys can see that. That ranch is the I'll take it off the pod here a minute so you can see it. There's a big red barn. I don't think you can see it, because this place owns a lot of property. Let me roll the window down. They even have a house right over here. But yeah, that's the Excuse my fingers. This thing's making noise too. You should just take that off, because I really don't use that thing very much. Since I got the phone thing from the mirror. By gosh, it is that thing. When I get up this hill, I'm taking it off. It's on my vent. Another phone holder. It's only handy like when I travel long distance. Take that off. While I take it off, I might as well let you look at something nice. Nobody's behind me. Wow, I can't get that off right now. Oh well. Something to come off, it won't come off. And when you don't, oh, antelope! Finally, antelope. Yes. Antelope. See if I can get a little closer to them. There we go. Quite a few. They're also skittish. All right. Wildlife, finally. Cool. All right, I'm glad we got to see some. Ooh, no. All right, that's cool. They kind of blend in their surroundings, even though they have that big white butt. They're not very big. They probably average just a little over 100 pounds. That's about it. It's a goat species. And I think I've told you before, we have more antelope than we do people in Wyoming. I'm so glad we got to see some antelope. And we're coming up to the HF bar. Saddle string. If you looked on the map, just right northwest of Buffalo, you're going to see Saddle String, Wyoming. And yes, they do have a post office. HF bar. They have a massive amount of property. Yeah, the gate's open, but that's only for the people that work out here. I don't want to try to go down that road because I'm not going to go very far. There's already a sign over there. Oh, good, I got that thing off. But yeah, that's HF bar. Oh, let me back that out. There you go. HF bar. I'll take you guys down there this summer. All right, that was French Creek Road we're on. Now we are connecting to Rock Creek Road, because Rock Creek is right down here, which you'll see when I get farther down this road. Well, actually, where all these trees are is where the creek is. There's also a lot of state land out here. The state leases it out for the ranchers to run their cows on in the summer. Keeping an eye out for birds, because when I do the eagle count, this is kind of my route for counting eagles in the winter. There's an old schoolhouse out here too we're going to go by. Turkeys out here, and pheasant. Yahoo, turkeys! Should we make them gobble? See if we can make them gobble. Wait till I get a little closer. I'm gonna shut the car off. See if we can make them gobble. Nope. Not gonna gobble. Turkeys. Getting gravel. Grit for the gizzard. A couple toms in there, young turkeys. Oh my gosh, they took the schoolhouse out of here. Well, that's strange. I'm going to show you where that's at, or was. Right there was the old schoolhouse. Now, I didn't even know they did that. I wonder why. Alright, the turkeys are across the road. Who knows what else we're going to see yet. I don't like to disturb them too much, especially if they're doing something like getting gravel. And yeah, the creek is right here. The creek. Everybody pronounces it different. I have said both. Yeah, this is Rock Creek down here. That's another ranch house right there. Some of this has changed hands so many times, I don't even know who owns it anymore. I used to know. This guy kind of used to be not a very nice man, but he's gone. It was Chuck Evett was his name. And I used to go pheasant hunting over here on the other side of the creek. And he tried to kick me off state land. And I was like, no, I'm not leaving. This is state land. He's like, no, it's my property. I'm like, no, I know it's not. You got to watch out for some of those kind of people. I mean, that's not right. But that guy's passed away a long time ago. I can't believe they took the schoolhouse out. The old schoolhouse. I know where there's a couple other schoolhouses. Yeah, I'll show you the creek, but it's not very big and it's actually kind of frozen. But there it is. That's Rock Creek. Kind of you know, there's no leaves, no green, so there's not a whole lot to see. But that is Rock Creek. It starts way up high in the mountain. And one place where it starts and it's really hard to get to, I used to go hike down there and fish for trout, and boy, there was some big brookies in there. There's a couple big fishing holes there, pools, and I would get so many brookies out of there. And I only kept what I was gonna eat. I just like to fish, and sometimes I let them go, and if I do want to eat some, I'll keep a couple and eat them. The trout off the mountain are so good. Cold water. On the other side of that fence was actually state land. If you ever come out here and want to know where the state and BLM land is, just go to the the land management office and you can buy a map. Or you can get on your GPS, and some of those GPSs let you know. state. People don't realize that Wyoming is a big hunting and fishing state. It always has been. So if I go to the left, I'm going to go on a whole different route that would take me way out by Lake DeSmet. I'll just show you this way. But yeah, that'll get really muddy. So I'm not going that way. And I'm going to get in the mud right here. Oh yeah, it's slimy. So we're just going to continue on this, and then we're going to come out on pavement here pretty soon. I should have done this earlier this morning because it would have been sunny still. Figure, well, it's a good day to take a little ride. Get out of the house. I've been in the house way too much. Winter can be like that, but not that we've had a bad winter, because we've had a really too nice of a winter. Way too nice. Not typical for Wyoming at all. Now, the western part of the state is getting a lot of snow. Over by Jackson and the Tetons. Last night I mod for C. Jackson Hole, and I was on there last night, and I was like, wow, they got a lot of snow in the last couple days. They have a lot of cameras. If you guys like seeing the Tetons, there's a couple cams that you can see the whole Teton range and the elk refuge. And that channel is again called C. Jackson Hole. And if you subscribe to it, before you're allowed in the chat, you have to wait, like, I think it's 6 weeks, which is crazy. I guess it's because they get so many people that troll on there. In fact, last night, that's what I was doing. Monitoring the chat, and what the heck is up with people trying to hook up on there? There's so much of that. These two people, I was like, oh my gosh. And then they don't speak English, so I just have to put like emoji like, what's going on in here? And then they start deleting their comments. I do have a translator, a Google Translator. I was just too lazy to get it out. And I have used it and caught them saying some bad stuff. It's a family channel, not a hookup channel. But they actually have quite a few live cams. You don't even have to go in the chat. You can just watch the live cams. I want to say like they have 8 or 10 at least. Oh, we got another ranch coming up. And I used to know whose this was, but I don't know anymore. Crazy how things change over the years. We're getting close to the pavement. I got a couple longhorns. Oh, there's a pheasant. Oh. There's a pheasant. Not a very common thing for Wyoming, because we really don't have good food for them. No fields with grains. Well, I'm glad we're we're seeing a little wildlife besides cows. Boy, they got a lot of hay stored up. Whose place is this now? The Boot Jack. That's another big ranch. Boot Jack. Now there's some lambs. Oh. Let me show you the lambs. And there's the lambs. Cute. Cute lambs. It's always wildlife out here. Especially if you hit it right. What kind of birds do we have out here? Oh, crows. Bunch of crows out in this field. I don't know if you guys can see them or not. Lots of crows, both sides. And I do like crows and ravens, especially ravens. I hate to say this, but I think they're eating stuff out of the cow poop. Another huge big chunk of state land on the left side of the road. I used to come out on this chunk of state land, and my first husband worked with a guy at the post office who was a falconer, and I'd come out with him and watch him hunt his hawk. That was fun. Unfortunately, the guy passed away from cancer years ago. Now we're kind of like facing back towards Buffalo. Just made a big old loop. And I'll show you what I mean. This is the only way I know how to do this, guys, is take it off the... That's Windy Ridge right by Buffalo, and then that we're just along all that. And Buffalo is right back that way. calves. I don't know what's up with that this year. Not a single one. If I go straight, it'll go right back to where I kind of started from. I think I told you, like, it's called Johnson Creek Road. But we are going to go this way. This was part of the loop I used to do the triathlon on bike. Before I left for this little drive, I took a picture of myself and posted it on my community wall. If you guys want to see it, it's there. It's a new picture. Lots of houses out here. It's like a big subdivision. And these houses are fairly new. They never used to be here. Like even, well, there was some, but like say 10 or 20 years ago, at least 20 years ago, they were not there. And a lot of them not even 10 years ago. You know, everybody wants to live out in the country now. Which is nice, but you gotta drill a well and propane, electric. You don't get the city stuff out here, which I think is, you know, I wouldn't mind having a place out in the country. I'm really not far from town. Big cottonwood trees along the creek. We're still by Rock Creek. But a lot of homes out here. Boys, there are a lot of homes. And land is not cheap here. Turkeys along the creek there. We're going to be to the interstate here in just a couple minutes. That's 90 west. this on and show you how close we are to Buffalo. close we are to Buffalo. If I stayed on this way, I'd go to Gillette. But now I'm going to turn off on I-25. This is where I-25 starts. Going towards Casper. Crossroads of the interstates. There's our fairgrounds right there. Two big geese flying. I'm just going to the last exit because that's where I'm close to. Well, that was a good time getting out. That big building right there is our high school. We joke about it and say it looks like a prison. Whoops. If you guys have any questions, please ask me. I like questions. Now you're going to see how cloudy it is over the mountains. pretty clouded. I don't know. We're supposed to get some kind of system through here. We'll see what happens. I still want to drive up the mountains while there's snow up there, because it's so different than what you guys have seen. It's so pretty with the snow on the ground, and there's snow up there now, so I'm kind of curious how much snow we've gotten up there. So one of these days soon, maybe in a couple days, I think I'll take a trip up there just to check it out, and maybe I'll stop and fix some lunch with my little stove. There's a lot of places I can stop along the road there and do that. Probably won't, I don't know if I'll start a fire up there, because it'll be hard to find wood now up there with snow on the ground. So yeah, we're back almost to my place, which is on the south end of Buffalo. Looks like school's out and they're practicing for soccer already. Wow. Yeah, not much of the high peaks. I can barely see them. I don't think you guys probably can, but I can barely see the high peaks. We definitely got more snow up there. I just hope we keep getting more snow up there. Alright guys, I'm going to cut this off. I think you've seen me go to my place many times, and I just want to say thank you for hanging in there with me during all this eye trouble. And I know it's kind of been a little boring on my channel lately, but I will be going to Thermopolis and Devil's Tower this spring. So I want to take you guys a couple places in Wyoming that you want to see, and I will probably be going to kind of the southwest end of the state, because I want to go to the Petrified Blue Forest. And yeah, I got a couple ideas I want to do for this summer. I definitely want to go on a couple camping and fishing trips. So you guys all have a great day, and again, I appreciate you hanging in there with me and watching my videos. I appreciate you all. Bye everyone.